Hey guys, don't mind the lighting, I'm actually filming during the day. I usually film quite late because that's the only time I get this room. I'm in a bit of a hurry, so this video is going to be filmed at like Godspeed. The title of this video is Female Competition. By the way, don't mind my cat just walking around just in case you see like a tail like dashing across or anything. So what is Female Competition? Basically it takes place between you and any girl you know. This could be a random girl that you know sits in your English class, or it could be your best friend. To give you an example, during the past couple of years, me and my best friend have had a bit of a piercing race. It started when I got my ears pierced a second time, and she got her belly button pierced. So then she got her ears pierced a second time, and then I got my nose pierced, and then she got a cartilage pierced. So at that point, the score was 5-6. 5 to me, 6 to her. And get this right, she had to take it out because it had swollen up, and like the sick person I am, I was absolutely overjoyed because the score was now even. Now, that is a really sick thing to say because she's my best friend and there's absolutely no need for me to get jealous. Aside from the fact that piercing is actually quite addictive, you know, I felt like I had to achieve more than her, even though, you know, I absolutely love her and, you know, there was no need for me to get that way. Another example, with boys, for example, you like a boy and she likes another guy, and you have this like race to see who can kind of get with him the quickest. So you know you've won when you get his number. If you have his number, that is the absolute end game. You know, you've won. You have officially won if you get his number. And you know, one girl ends up being really happy. She's like, "Yeah, I got his number." And like, it's a kind of like double joint thing, because you're happy because you got his number, but you're also happy because you've kind of like won the race, if you know what I mean. Whereas the second girl is kind of just like, oh, you know, the universe hates me. You argue about the most pointless things as well. I remember this one argument taking place about a year ago, and it was over Cath Kidston bedsheets, no less. Okay, somehow we got onto the topic of bedsheets, and this girl brought up the fact that she had Cath Kidston bedsheets. And there was no need for me to get jealous, but like for those of you who don't live in the UK, Cath Kidston is like pretty darn expensive, you know. So those bedsheets might have come out as like £120 or so. I don't know. But like, you were kind of just like, you know, who has money for those kind of bedsheets? And then you're kind of like, I want Cath Kidston bedsheets. So then you know, go out and buy yourself bedsheets or whatever. And the thing is that, you know, there was absolutely no need for this. So why it happened, I have absolutely no idea. For example, things like, you know, some girl in your class got a haircut. So you're like, right, I'm going to top that by getting my hair cut and getting it coloured. There's no need for it, you know. That is not going to get you any further in life, and sad to say that things like that are pretty shallow, but the thing is, this is what keeps our self-confidence, you know, up as girls. Aside from the fact that, you know, when a guy says one bad thing about you, that's going to stick with you your whole life, and your self-confidence is just pretty much flown out of the window. But, on a positive note, you kind of, at certain points, you do kind of compete in teams. For example, some girl and her friend against you and your best friend, you know, and you kind of just, I don't know, sometimes it kind of like happens in teams. For example, about 2 months ago or so, the topic of holidays came up, and my best friend said that she had been to Spain or something like that. So then this girl goes, oh yeah, I went to Spain and I went to France. So then I'm like, yeah, well, I went to Mexico, all of you, you know. And then you kind of just like magically like feel better than everybody else because you know, I think this female competition thing is about, you know, setting yourself goals and milestones so that you kind of beat the goals and milestones of other girls, you know. And it's sick that we do this because I don't understand why we do it. That's probably why we come across as like quite full of ourselves sometimes. And you know, guys don't understand this, and to be fair, I don't understand it either. But I've never understood it, and I've only kind of just accepted it now. Now that I've thought about it, I'm like, you know, we compete a lot with ourselves, and it's not just other girls we compete with. We also compete with ourselves, literally. Like, it'll be with the most, I don't know, with the most stupid things ever, and it's like, we put ourselves down a lot as it is. So, as you can imagine, if we get like a crappy comment from somebody, you know, that is just going to destroy us for life, and our self-confidence will have like flown out the window. But I don't understand why we do this, so I'm probably just going to leave it there before, you know, I have like my mind falls through a wormhole and floats around in space or something. I don't know. My cat just walked past. Yay, kitty! She hates me. So I'm just going to leave it there. Leave me a topic, maybe I'll talk about it. Leave me a comment and I'll probably respond to it. So thank you guys for watching, and I love all of you people that subscribe. So if you like this video, then give it a thumbs up, let me know how I'm doing. Of course, if you dislike this video, then I hope you don't hate it more than you hate anybody in your family. So I'm pretty much just going to leave it there. So till next video, guys.